Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with another video, and I'm going to be giving a devotional out of the book of Revelation today. And I want to talk about the end times and how we can see, that we are in the latter days, beloved. I believe that we are. And we see so many signs in the scriptures, whether it's in the book of Matthew, other parts of the gospel, in the Old Testament prophets, or in the book of Revelation and other places in the Bible. We see the signs. They're so sure that we see the wars, the rumors of wars, the earthquakes, the pestilences. We see all types of apostasy. Everything going on today is proving out Bible prophecy. So without further ado, I'm going to be jumping right into the book of Revelation chapter 12. And I believe that God has a word for you today. So before I jump in and give you this devotional, I want to ask you to smash that subscribe button. And if you could subscribe to this channel, it would really be an encouragement to me. If you could also hit the thumbs up, the like button, I would appreciate it. So I'm going to be jumping right into the book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 12, and I want to extrapolate from a couple of verses, beginning with verse 10. What does it say? I heard a loud voice saying, "In heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God, in the power of his Christ. For the accuser of the brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death." So I gave a devotional last week talking about how Satan, during the end times, he's already been kicked out of heaven. He cannot dwell in God's presence and in his throne anymore. He cannot, because he sinned and he tried to exalt himself above God. We see that in the book of Isaiah 14:12. But this is talking about during the tribulation period. You get 7 years after the peace treaty is signed, a 7-year tribulation period. And during that time, in the middle of it, the devil there's going to be a war in heaven. And Michael the archangel, it says right here in the book of Revelation, he's going to rebuke the devil, and the devil is going to fall to the earth and a third of his angels during the tribulation period. Right now, the devil has some access. He can present himself before the gate, the pearly gates, before heaven, and come before the throne and talk to Jesus. But he cannot enter into heaven itself anymore because he lost that right when he had sinned. But him and the angels can present themselves. And so what does it say? It says, I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of the brethren is cast down. So the accuser of the brethren is the devil, Satan and his minions, accusing us. And that's what he's doing right now. He's always at the throne accusing, just like he did Job. He accused Job, said he will curse God if he goes through these things, and he will curse you if you allow these tragedies to come into his life. But he didn't curse God. But he accuses us day and night, beloved. Just like he did Job, he'll do it to us. But that time is going to end in the middle of the tribulation period. And then there was great praise. There was a loud voice in the book of Revelation. It talks about it. The accuser of the brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. So he's always making accusations. Satan is accusing you. He's trying to destroy you. He wants to harm you. He wants to falsely accuse you. Even if he accuses you of something that's true, you know what? You're covered by the blood. So Jesus, he's your defender, and he is your advocate. And so this is what's happening. So during the tribulation period, which I believe that we're close, or we're right in the birth pains, we're entering right in. And then, sometime during that time, we're going to see the Antichrist show up. He's going to show up during that 7-year tribulation. He's going to sign a peace treaty. And then he's going to go in the temple in the middle of the tribulation, the 7-year tribulation, and he's going to want worship. He is going to demand worship. And if anyone does not worship him and his image, he's going to give life into the image. I believe AI is a big part of that. But he's going to give life into the image. And if you don't take his mark and worship him, that mark is 666, you will be killed. You ain't going to be able to buy or sell or do anything unless you take the mark. And if you take the mark, Revelation 14:11 says that you will be damned to hell for all eternity. And so the good news is that he will be cast out of heaven, meaning his access. He will not have access anymore. Then this is what's going to happen during the tribulation period. Verse 11, this is in the middle of the tribulation. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death. This is Revelation 12, verse 11. A lot of people, a lot of theologians, those who believe in pre-trib theology, which I don't, I believe that Christians will have to go through some stuff. Here, it says they overcame him. This is in the middle of the tribulation. Christians by the word of their testimony. These theologians say church is not mentioned anymore. The church is not an established building. The church is us. It's you and me. We're the church. So church is mentioned after Revelation chapter 3. That's where they, use this as a pre-trib rapture theology. They're basically trying to grasp at straws. They're coming up with their own, interpretation, saying that, church isn't mentioned after Revelation 3, so the rapture must have happened before the tribulation starts. There's Christians right here. We're the church. Revelation 13:7 says he comes to wear out the saints. The saints is the church. Revelation chapter 18 talks about, coming out of Babylon, my people. My people come out of Babylon. This is after Revelation 3. That's the church. Revelation 16, verse 15, it says, keep your garments washed. It's talking about the church. The church is everywhere in the book of Revelation. Tribulation, you see church everywhere. Revelation chapter 12. And then you see in verse number 17, that's talking about the church. They keep the testimony of the Lord Jesus Christ. But what does the church do? How do they get victory? We're not appointed under wrath. It doesn't mean just because you're not appointed under wrath means you're going to be raptured out of here pre-trib. We can be on the earth and not be appointed under wrath because God will protect you and me. We just have to prepare, be ready. What does it say? Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Some are going to be martyrs. There's going to be some Christians that will be martyred during the tribulation. It says great multitudes came out of the great tribulation, martyred with their robes washed. It's going to happen. And that's going to happen, and they're going to be many Christians are going to make it as well. They're going to make it through the tribulation period. It's because Jesus is going to come back. It talks about the second coming, and he's going to gather his saints from the four corners of the earth. It's in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29 through 31. He's going to gather his saints. He's going to gather us at the second coming. Now, what does it say? How do they overcome? By the blood of the Lamb. See, Jesus will protect us. There's a seal on the 144,000 that are on the earth, but God will protect us too. The 144,000 aren't appointed unto wrath, but they're on the earth during the tribulation. And we could be on the earth too and not be appointed unto wrath because we overcame by the blood of the Lamb. We have the blood of the Lamb. God is our protector. And it says, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So Jesus, in salvation, you will overcome because you have the blood of the Lamb. You're washed in his blood. You're a child of God. And by the word of your testimony. Your testimony is powerful, and you stand strong. And then verse 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the seal, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Satan knows he has a short time, so he's going to come down on the earth during the tribulation, attack the Jewish nation. They're going to flee into from Judea into the mountains. They're going to attack the woman and the remnant of his seed. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. They're going to flee into the wilderness. Satan is going to try to wear out the saints, but God will protect us during the tribulation period. The rapture will eventually come. We will be caught up in the clouds. I believe that's going to be further along. But we need to be ready. We need to be prepared for this time. And you know what? We're in a great, exciting time because I believe Jesus is coming and we're going to be with him for all eternity. I believe we're the generation that are going to see Jesus come back for us. So it's exciting times. Be ready. He's coming. So if this devotion encouraged you, I ask you to put a comment below. And again, if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And thank you for watching. God bless.